Hi there, my name is Steve Gearhart and this is the Unagi Observer. Thank you so much for stopping by and watching this week's video. It's just a simple anime review this time around. It's going to be on the anime called Bartender, and I reviewed this anime and I watched this anime so that you don't have to. So among the many things I watched this week, actually a lot of it was the new release schedule. Actually, we're a couple weeks behind, but the new release schedule for anime, the new anime in particular. And if you want to watch that, please go to Anime Archaeology YouTube channel, the Weekly Dig. The link will be down below, and you'll get to see me, John, and Brent talk about the new releases. It's kind of a fun thing we do, every now and again, and some interesting ones this time around. So, but the anime I'm going to review for you today is an older anime. I kind of discovered it earlier on in the week before I actually did the massive watch of the new releases, and it's an anime from 2006, and it's called Bartender. And let me look up some of the notes here. So basically, this is more or less unlicensed for a long time, and then it became part of Palm Studio. There's no release date, so I don't even know if this was even released on regular television, or maybe it's just somebody picked it up somewhere along the way, which would make sense because it's not a very good anime. So the plot is very kind of simple. So it's this dude who's a really good bartender. His name is Ryo Sasakura, and he's apparently a prodigy at mixing drinks, a mixologist. And but the whole point of this little series, it's about 11 episodes, didn't even make it to a full season of 12, is that he is able to tell what's going on in your life by the drinks that he's making for you. And so of course, like any good bartender, used to be one, you give some nugget of life advice, right? Before I get onto why this is bad, and you don't need to see it, this kind of reminds me of a bad version of Midnight Diner, which is, I think it's still on Netflix, and if you haven't gotten a chance to see that live action series, it's very much on the same premise, where it's this diner that opens at midnight, and people just walk in. The guy doesn't really have a set menu. If you want something to eat, you can provide him the materials and make food for you, and the stories abound, and sometimes he offers wisdom, and that is a very good show. So if you haven't seen Midnight Diner, please do so. Find a way to watch it. There's 2 different seasons, and it's really good stuff, unlike Bartender, which is an earlier version of that, but it just falls flat on its face. The big problem is, of course, is that the animation is not that great. Not that it needs to be, the ultimate in animation. This is about a bartender, and it's more about story than actual action. This is not shonen or anything like that. But it's just still bad. It's just really not good. And the stories are told in a fashion that is very theatrical. And I mean by that, for those of you who don't know, if I'm not working in booze retail, I'm usually working for the nonprofit arts. So this was told as if this was on stage. So it's just very melodramatic and just over the top, and the premises are just really bad. Like, for the first episode is about a guy who hates bartenders because, and so he's in charge of creating a bar for a hotel. Makes sense, right? So this is his story. So each episode is a story, different story. And so of course, he goes through the whole spiel, and he's like sotto voce, soft voice, meaning that he turns to the crowd and talks and tells you about his motivation. The woman who's in love with Ryu is just, all a gush about him, and she keeps coming in and fading out when this guy's talking about how much he hates bartenders, and she goes, I know I'm gonna hate this bar, and it's just awful. It's just really bad. So do you need to watch this? Of course you don't. So I just wanted to throw that out there. With all the anime that's out there that's good, bad, and ugly, this is just not even worth your time. There's even some bad anime out there that you can get some kind of something out of it, right? Bartender is just, it's a good idea. right? It's a good idea to have a thing, and especially it'll appeal to a very niche audience like myself, who works in booze retail, or people who are interested in mixology, or interested in being a bartender, those kinds of things. So that while it is a very niche audience and it does have a good premise or a good idea, it's just that the execution was poorly done. If you want to see this, which I don't really understand why you would, it is on Roku channel, the Roku channel. So if you have Roku, the Roku channel, it's on their anime part right there. I'm sure you could probably find it in other places, but again, why would you? Okay, so that's the review for Bartender. Just a short one this week. Like I said, I watched a lot of stuff, so we got a lot of stuff done. So I just wanted to throw some type of thing out there that wasn't a crappily made AMV this week. So I just wanted to talk about. I was hoping I was able to talk about something good. But there you go. Anyway, like I said, if you want to see our season review of the most current season, the newest anime, please go down to the link down below and go to the Anime Archaeology, the weekly dig, and watch us talk about it. And if you got any ideas of like maybe some obscure anime that nobody's ever heard of, or something you want to see or you want me to talk about, throw it in there. Look, there's a lot of stuff that I can talk about. It's not hard to find new things to talk about in anime, but if you guys out there in YouTube land, if you want to, have me talk about something, see something, maybe something I haven't seen yet, and you want to hear my 2 cents on it, let me know down below. I'd be curious to see what you guys come up with. Okay, so that's it. That's it for this week. We'll be there. I'll be here next week, and you guys take it easy. Love ya, and see you next time.